Yo, what's up, guys? Why not be reckless, aka why not be casting on one of the HCS commentators, and we have another HCS weekly report where today we're going to talk about the new Faze God roster, putting in that work in Scrims. We're going to talk about the second longest running team in HCS that I know of in KCP, looking to change things up a bit. Bubudubu and G1 putting in Scrim work as well against Sentinels, and much more Rostermania. Let's get right into it. First on the agenda, Faze, new God squad, the same squad that we've been talking about over the last couple videos. Falcated, Renegade, Spartan, and Snipe Down. Scrimming against Complexity, or sporting a new look of their own. We talked about how this squad would do. A lot of people were questioning as far as the objective work, who would play the objective. And of course, I told you guys that whoever's the freaking closest. That's firmly how I feel. 12-2 over Complexity. Falcated, Renegade, Snipe Down, Sparty, so much firepower, so tough to deal with. This is a roster that will walk into any tournament, guaranteed top 3, and legitimately contending for that #1 spot. This new Faze roster is real. You better learn it. You better get used to it. Because if they end up going into Orlando together, watch out. If they play in that online super together, watch out. If they go to Worlds together, watch out. Complexity sporting a new look as well, reuniting Neuronical and Vetra, former teammates back in Halo 5. Joining them is Monster and Cycle. Monster and Vetra already on this Complexity roster. Cycle and Neuronical coming over from Luminosity to Scrim. This was just yesterday, so very recent. I love the way Luminosity were playing over the last Open, but I will say, Complexity, maybe this is what they need to get back to form. Complexity were really running hot after Anaheim. They kind of died down a little bit. Triton ended up leaving, going to Oxygen Esports, and they just weren't really going their way. Maybe this is what they need. Moving on. Sentinels versus, we're going to call them KCP, but I don't even know what the hell's going on here, to be honest with you. Sentinels still rocking the same force, and that we know Lethal's still in the lineup. We've been hearing that Lethal's going to be staying with. The only team that Sentinels, only player that Sentinels really wanted to add to their roster was Renegade. Apparently that's not happening. You already saw it here. It ain't happening. So now Sentinel's going to rock with Lethal still. Says a lot about Lethal as a person and as a player, but he has a strong mental. Kansas City Pioneers running Druck and Talik, the normal duo for this roster. Joining them was King Nick and a Smurf. King Nick from E United. I like that move. I will say I love this roster the way it was, but apparently they're looking to shake things up for whatever reason. I like King Nick. I like him a lot. I like Manny and Soul Snipe better for this roster. Let me be very clear. But if you're gonna twist my arm and force them to make a move, which so far it seems like that's the way, I guess I'll take King Nick. King Nick is a very, very good player. Young, talented, hungry, fast. Joining them as a Smurf, this could be, God knows, what Rain? Maybe there's a trade to United. Tony Two-Turned, Anvor. Another player on an existing team that's happy with that maybe seemingly happy with that team, but decides to run on a Smurf to not alert his old team to what's going on. I don't know. It doesn't feel right though. I'll be honest with you guys. It doesn't feel right not having Soul Snipe and Manny. I love King Nick. Again, I really do. I even like King Nick playing with these guys. But if there's any team that I would have thought should stay together, it's KCP, man. You give them time, they figure it out. They really do. Either way, we got to see what's going on here. Sentinels 11-6 over them in this scrim. This was done just yesterday, by the way. By the way, it's July 4th. This is done in, I guess, in overseas date format, I guess you would say. Wow. And seemingly KCP don't want to break up. This seems like this is something is causing this. Maybe it's the organization wanted to shake things up against the players' will. When you go to the Twitters of each and every one of these players, not too long ago, Talik, there was a lot of talks. I think it was Soul Sniper Mania tweeted out that we were just pawns. Since then has been deleted. After that, Towler tweeted the little pawn emoji. After that, Druck also tweeted on that same day, June 28th, no friends in the industry. I mean, the Pioneers and the players have seemed very close. They've seemed really tight. And again, maybe it's the organization looking to make a change. I don't know. Going to Soul Stipe's tweet here. He tweets to the little Snoopy in the rain. Man does the same thing. Spider-Man in the rain. Active kind of put out there. They're both tweeting about rain. Maybe it's rain coming over. Timothy Tinkler. I don't know. There was other tweets as well, but since then have been deleted. But they're not happy about something. And shortly after that, you're seeing the Pioneers running scrims with King Nick and Mystery Player. Feels weird, but if the Pioneers end up better off of this, you know, who am I to question it? Sentinels still looking good, 11-6 in a best of 17. Great job by Sentinels, the reigning champions, by the way. After that, Sentinels scrimming against G1, same day. By the way, same day. Scrimming against G1, putting in that work, Sentinels are. Your reigning land champions of Kansas City were taking the distance in 13 games by G1, still rocking Bubudubu. I said it before, Bubu's currency is his time. The time that he puts in. And Bubudubu has played back-to-back opens with the squad and now is scrimming with them. If you're not a believer that he's signing with them, I don't know I don't know what else to tell you. I think Bubudubu's signing with Gamers First. And by the way, if you're not a believer in Gamers First, they 6-0'd SSG, winners finals and in grand finals. They won the last open. Even before they brought Bubudubu, they had a third place finish in the open. And now they're taking Sentinels the distance in 13 games. What else do I have to do to show you that G1 are the real deal? When do we start talking about G1 putting in the work? When do we talk about G1 legitimately contending for top 4 and above? Because if they keep going like this is going to be a dangerous squad. Right now, I have too much respect for the other teams in the league. I say top 12 walking into the building right now and contending for top 8 or above. But that's only because I want to see more. I want to see more. Show me that online super. Show me the open series that are come. Keep playing. Keep showing me what you have. Keep taking Sentinels to game 13. And I promise you, we'll legitimately start talking about them competing for that top 4. And maybe even more. G1 looking so good. Oxygen Esports playing against Luminosity. This was done on the 3rd. So 2 days ago, you see that Luminosity running with Psycho and Ironical. Although more recently, you had Psycho and Ironical running with Monster and Vetra. Nothing set in stone just yet. Oxygen Esports still running that roster that they worked with in the Open Series. The only common denominator of the squad is Chris Common himself. Bone coming over from Built by Gamers. Huss, I believe, formerly of Torrent. And Triton, who's actually played with them for a little while now, has Triton. Only able to take 2 games off of Luminosity out of 10. Not what I want to see out of Oxygen Esports. We know they could do better than that. Luminosity, I mean, I like Luminosity. I like Alex Shock. I like Precision. I've been saying it over and over again. Alex Shock and Precision are the real deal. In fact, Alex Shock and Precision were the very duo that reverse swept Oxygen Esports in Kansas City to make it into championship bracket. That wasn't that long ago. Psycho and Ironical are absolutely phenomenal. Like I'm low key torn between this Luminosity roster and the same and the Complexity roster that we saw earlier that's playing against Faze. I'm torn between who I like more. I guess I give the slight edge to Complexity, but I really, really like Alex Shock and Precision. I really do. Gonna be excited to see what ends up happening. But you know, hey, you gotta play out your options. And that's exactly what Ironical and Psycho are doing. That's exactly what multiple other players are doing. The super roster lock is what? This month? Next month? You gotta test the waters. You gotta put yourself in the best position to go as far as possible in each and every one of these tournaments. And that's what everybody's doing right now. Moving forward, this is back on the first Complexity. Again, this is the old roster that we saw with Hysteria and Carmea, who actually tweeted out that he's a free agent recently. Complexity only able to take 3 games off of Cloud9, who were still, by the way, running with Bound. Still. We know that Cloud9 have something that Faze want, and vice versa. Faze want Renegade. Cloud9 want Bound. It makes sense that there's going to be some kind of trade. There's going to be some kind of trade and maybe a little bit of money involved, but some way, somehow, it looks like Sentinels simply did not have something that Cloud9 wanted, and Faze did. And that's the reason why this move looks real. It really does. That's your HCS weekly report, guys. If you guys love this content, please check me out on the Twitch. I stream every day, 10 o'clock in the morning, every morning. We talk about this stuff live. Any questions you guys have, you're more than welcome to put into the YouTube comments down below. But again, check out the Twitch. Make sure you follow the Twitter as well. We're making moves. I think we just recently hit maybe, 5,200 followers on Twitter. And we ain't slowing down for nothing. I'm going to keep putting out these YouTube videos. I'm hoping to be at the point where I'm putting out one every 3 days, maybe once every 2 days. And damn it, maybe it'll be a point we put out one every day. But thank you so much for checking us out. You guys have a good one. Peace.